All right, so welcome to our sit down with Igwe Richard, and we're talking about entrepreneurship. Yes, and the youth mind that's driving it forward. So today we'll be taking a closer creative solution look for the next generation of business leaders. So from tech startups to social enterprises, we'll explore the challenges that youths are going to face. And not just that, we're also going to be focusing on giving you solutions. And if you're interested in starting an entrepreneurship business, what to look out for. I have a young enterprising man in the studio who is like a serial entrepreneur because he is he owns a super mall. He's an author. He's written a book on business. He runs an entertainment business as well. In fact, he has 2 registered companies already.
4 registered.
Oh, 4 really? Okay, he has 4 registered companies, and amongst other things. So the guy likes his hustle and he doesn't play. His name is Igwe Richard. Good to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Good morning, Daisy. Good morning, Nigeria. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it's such a delight. It's been a struggle to get him here for this interview, but I'm glad it's happening today. Now, he's also a business coach and a business consultant. So, but before we start asking more questions, let's just talk about how you started. What drove you? What was your first business? What did you use to start before you now became this big?
Okay, the question was my first business. My first business was trading cash when I was in primary school then.
Wow.
Yes, when the new currency came, that nylon currency, then I was giving people the new currency while they give me higher old currency then. So I was always a big boy, and I always see myself trading, transacting right from when I was small. In my secondary school, I went to an only boys school, Catholic school then, and then I was also selling shapes, a biscuit, selling it to students, and I was making money for myself. The only intention of all these things, not as if I came from a poor background. I came from a very good background, but I always want my comfort. I always want to trade. So I see myself in the system. While I was in university also, I schooled at Igwe Richard University, private university, studied law. And while I was in school, I also saw myself trading. And I started a pizza business then. From my 300 level. Yes, I just wanted to start my life. I told myself, when you graduate, you'll be on your own. No? After NYSC, you'll be on your own. You have to start something. You have to test every market. So I started with pizza. I always get a pizza brand from Benin.
Okay. I
started with 150,000 naira, and 100,000 was for my school fees, a sundry fee which I've already paid back. But it was a risk, yes. It was a calculated risk. Right, the 50,000 naira was gotten from investment. That was my first investment, to pay back 65. So I took the money, bought fridge of 65,000 naira, and got the money. Made an agreement with a brand in Benin, pizza brand. I was bringing pizza to Okada, my school, and I was selling it. My first month, I made over to 300,000 naira, and that was how I continued. I entered the entertainment company, started a boutique, and I was trying every market, and they were working. In my entertainment, I saw myself doing well. My first business in entertainment, I think I made a little loss, but I didn't give up. I tried again. I made profit then, 165,000 was a very big money. I did another one, 600, I did another one, millions, and at the end I saw myself, after a year, I gave out a car in the entertainment. From there, when I graduated, I still came back to my school to open a supermarket. I wrote my book and every other thing.
And the rest is history.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you've actually done well in business, and I want a little advice for those who are trying to start. How do you identify market opportunities? You know, my pastor will always tell you every challenge is a market, but I could see a challenge in this field and I tried to make it a market and it won't work. So how should one identify market opportunities? What factors should they put in check? How should they calculate? Should I do this? Should I not?
To my best advice, as a starter, you might not be able to know so many market opportunities in a particular area. But what I would tell you every beginner to do is to explore your potential, explore yourself. If you're good at craft, at making beads, doing this, explore yourself in that particular market. Channel every energy into it, because there is a particular thing you know that people might not know, that particular uniqueness. Use that as your key in the market, and I promise you it will work for you. But if you're in the business system, if you know the system well, you can look at challenges in the market in a particular area and find a way to solve a problem. Just find a way to solve. Think hard, find a way to solve a problem. I think it's one of the ways to conquer and to skyrocket in a particular area.
Interesting. Okay, for entrepreneurs who have already gotten into business, no, they're not starting now. They've started the business and they're struggling with growth. What strategies would you ask them to employ so that their businesses can grow?
There is one advice. Business should be something that have to be part of you. People feel business is another thing on its own that you have to master on. So it's something, it's in you. If it's in you, it's in you. The same way I can go to any place and start anything. I just have to think, it's already in me. So what I would advise everybody to do, if you have challenges, probably that aspect of business might not be your field. So you have to find yourself. It's the advice I would give everybody. Find yourself in business. Don't say, Auntie BC is selling rice, I want to sell rice too. It might not work for you. Ask yourself, if Auntie BC is selling rice, are you sure I will be good at selling rice, or selling of rice is what I can do? It might not be the thing you want. So I feel you have to explore yourself. In business, you have to explore yourself in business. You have to ask yourself what you really want. It's what you love that you do, and not what everybody is doing. Yes.
Now that you talked about selling rice, I'm one of those who used to say, I want to do food business because I've heard there's profits in it, but it means I could actually start food business if I don't love to cook.
If you don't love to cook, yeah,
it won't work out well. And it's okay. Well, let's talk about risks. You did take your school fees, and then you took maybe a loan, or you got people to invest the balance 50K that you used to start your first business. That's a lot of risks. People take risks and their business will sink. So what would you say to an entrepreneur about taking risks? Should we all go for it? Like, let me hear your explanation first before I ask further.
For you to be a good entrepreneur, what makes you an entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, is that you have the ability to take risk. And I will call the risk a calculated risk. Me, as per Baba now, I started from small. I already know different aspects of the market. I already know how the market operates to an extent. So when I see an opportunity, I can tell if it will work for me or not. And I put every energy to make sure it works. So in risk taking, you must take risks as an entrepreneur. If not, I don't know, you will meet challenges in front of you. So you have to take risk. It's compulsory.
Well, how do you mitigate potential losses when you take the risk? Because you can take a risk, your business will grow. You can take a risk, your business will go down the drain. So peradventure, you're not so lucky. You took a risk, your business didn't blossom. What would you do to mitigate the losses so that you don't go end up committing suicide? And you oh, you go ahead. People do that.
Yeah. Well, in risk taking also, by the time you see yourself in a particular problem, my best advice to people is that there is always a possible solution to every problem. The only problem that doesn't have a possible solution is life and death. You cannot control that. It's beyond our ability as human. But except life and death, you can control anything in this life. I will make myself as an example. When I was running my entertainment business, my first beauty contest, the first one I did, I made loss of about 120,000. But then that was when we were in Corona, so I used Corona as an excuse for my queen. Then I told them we cannot deliver, we cannot pay now, we cannot, because of the Corona situation. After lockdown, we will fulfill our promises, on which I did thereafter. But when that period of time where I gave myself a little space, I did another beauty contest after finding my faults in the first one, and I made money. Yes, from there I was able to, you know,
recover what you've
yes,
lost.
thank you. And it also happened in 2021. Immediately I graduated from school, I made deals with some people, over 6 million naira, and they got away my money. I was left with nothing. Imagine this young millionaire then that had everything, and all of a sudden doesn't have anything again. So I lost everything. What I did then was a possible solution. I ran back to my vice chancellor. I have a good reputation in my school, and they know me, and they know I'm a very serious business person. So I ran down to my vice chancellor. He told me to go and check one particular building. It's an empty hall. The hall have not been used for 5 years when I was in the school. When I went to the hall, I never knew what to do. Or I gave it another thought. Okay, you can have a supermarket here. It's very big. You can do anything here. I went back to him. I told him, sir, I want to have a mall there. Then he said, can you do it? I said, yes. And I don't have any money then. But with the privilege I had in my entertainment brand, in my brand, it was a big brand before I graduated, I was able to get loan from the bank and from other sources. And I also got investments too from my investors. And that was the money I used to start up the business. So I started my supermarket with minus, over 6 to 7 million naira minus.
Yeah.
And before the ending of the year, with a good strategy, I was able to recover them. So in risk-taking and in challenges, there's always a possible solution to everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, now you said you had a good reputation, so I think your rep is very important in business. But are there other qualities you'd say is needed for your business to blossom, especially as a young person?
One thing people don't know in business, when you start up a business, there's a particular thing you have to put, which is discipline. As a business person, you have to be disciplined. There are times that you might even see, I might be a multimillionaire. At the same time, I might not be able to buy a car, or I might not want to buy a car because my business that moment is not permitting me to buy any car. Yes, it's not necessary. Unless it's necessary, that is the only time I can take action in getting things. And that is the discipline every entrepreneur must have. Yes, you must be disciplined. You must be disciplined. Last year, for an example, I had a car, a Spider. When I was running my supermarket, it was still heavy for me. I told you I was on minus now. I started with loan. It was still heavy for me. It got to a point where I have to tell myself, Omo, you have to let go of this car. I sold the car immediately, and I put the money into the business. I was trekking. This is me. I have not trekked for more than 5 years, and this is me trekking last year. So I trekked last year without minding. It's part of the discipline you have to face in business. Yes.
All right. So usually when you're starting up a business, you need to sacrifice, you need to be disciplined, you need to have a good reputation, which I would also call integrity and all of that. Okay. How do you balance your short-term goals and your long-term visions? It's not everyone that wants to be a serial businessman who wants to have multiple businesses here and there. Some people just want one particular thing to run. Oh, everybody knows that I'm into tech. But you were lucky you came from a background where you were not hungry. Not everyone is fortunate enough.
Well, please, my daddy did not give me anything. I will say it anyway. They didn't give me anything. They didn't give me anything.
No, it might give you a little bit of confidence that bad as it bad, I not go hungry.
Exactly.
But some people don't even have that assurance. And some have grown even without that little. Even if daddy not give me, mommy not go let me hungry. No, some didn't even have that.
Yeah.
And so they have a short-term goal, which is maybe to get money, so that they'll have that money to fund their long-term vision.
What I would say about short-term and long-term
visions,
vision and strategy, I call them strategies, is that first of all, before you embark on any journey in terms of business, you have to sit yourself down and ask yourself, what do you really want to become? What do you really want? If you want to be Elon Musk today, you can be. If you want to be Dangote, if you want to be anybody, you can be depending on what you want. You understand? So someone like me now, I know where I'm going to. I know what I want, and I use both long-time strategy and short-time strategy for myself. One of my short-time strategy was my pizza. After I ran that pizza for about 4 months, the market started dropping, but I already made the money I wanted. So I took the money into my entertainment company, which is a long-time strategy for me. And while doing that also, I have little businesses I still run. I have WhatsApp. I run WhatsApp referral contest. So I still run adverts on WhatsApp. It's a short time for me, a short-time strategy for me. Short-time strategy bring faster money to help your long-time goal if you really want to embark on a long-time journey, yes. And I feel for starters, you need a short-time strategy because you don't have enough resources, yes, to start up. So short-time strategy can be anything. It can be your craft. And best way to start to use your short-time, best short-time strategies are your skills. Your skills, either as a graphic designer or bead making or planting of hair, you can use those skills to gather money and you know,
use the money to fix your
exactly
visions.
Your long-time strategies.
Okay. Well, I just hope it's a good thing that he has written a book. Igwe Richard is an author. His book has not yet been published.
But we're doing some big things already.
Okay. And I would want to personally read that book. I guess that's what you're holding. I saw the book. I saw the book. Don't worry, if you go to super malls, you go to supermarkets, you go to libraries, you won't find it to buy because it has not yet been published. Okay? But I liked the hardcover. Let me see. I like the cover because this cover is made with wood. Like, it's really unique. It's amazing. And I'm sure there are lots of secrets you don't want to share on the show. A lot of secrets that will be
inside,
here.
Yes.
And maybe one of those would be how you don't get lost in your short-term goals. You get so comfortable and forget your overall vision. But before we go, I would ask one last question. As a businessman, what markets do you predict are most likely to bloom in the next 4 or 5 years? I know many people are saying tech, but what do you think?
It's actually tech, but it's tech because we are entering the world of tech. Everything. I don't know if you've heard the new AI future and everything. Yes, we are entering the world of tech. Very soon, many people, humans will be jobless. I won't lie to you. Everybody. So you have to be in the system of business to be able to earn well. Already, salary earners already now, presently, they are struggling so much. They are struggling so much. I predicted this before I graduated. And that was why I started my life before those SAPA moments, before those challenges will meet me. And I'm very happy that I was able to conquer that fear also. And when it comes to, I want to say one important thing. When it comes to entrepreneurship, I keep saying, you have to find yourself. It's not everybody that are meant to be entrepreneurs. Yes. You have to explore yourself as a human. There are some people that are meant to teach, and they make their millions and their billions through that ways. There are some people that are meant to be bricklayers, and they make their millions through that way. I feel you have to find your niche, and you have to find yourself in life before you have to find yourself. Ask yourself what you really want, explore yourself to know if you want to become an entrepreneur or not. I think it's very important. Everyone should know that. Okay, well, I want to say thank you so much, Igwe Richard, for being with us on the show. Thank you for having me. I'll be looking forward to when this book will come out so that I'll buy, even if I don't end up reading it, because I'm really terrible with hard copy books, but just to hold this in my bookshelf, like, it's wood. The book is not even up to 10 pages. It's people in my market, entrepreneurs, they don't read books. They don't have that time to read books. So I just did a very short thing for them to read. All the direct answers and everything are inside. Get rich or die trying. All right, we want to say thank you for the sit down today, and we hope to bring you more and more on the show to share some of your secrets for free. But
entrepreneurship is good. Lots of youths are owning businesses with little ideas, but you need to study, you need to do your own should I say, you need to get your own investigations done before you jump into any field. Yeah. Check yourself. That's what we've all learned today. Be sure that it's something you can sustain, because passion is also good when you're doing business. If you don't have the passion for the business and it's failing, you just withdraw like you're tired. I know many people are in jobs where they don't love, but because of the pay, they are there. And that's the problem with your long-term visions and the short-term goals. Because of the money, you just keep managing it there. Well, look for a way to channel it to your long-term vision so you blossom. And I'm taking this from the mouth from the mouth of Igwe Richard to your ears. So people, watch out. This video I'm sure will upload to YouTube so you can watch any part of it you missed out from.